Hi everyone, welcome back to my Sydney vlog. It is currently April 2026 as I'm editing this, so it did take quite a while, pero in this vlog I'm going to be exploring more of the city, going to cafes, shops, markets, and likes, and so let's get right into it. Starting with Genovese Coffee House in Alexandria. Medyo malayo to from where I was staying. I first took the train to Redfern and then got on a bus and then walked a bit before I got there. Also, I've mentioned this quite a lot already, but Sydney is such a walkable city. I had a great time walking around and navigating through the area. A little sad though because I actually got sick this day, so I had to go home a bit early, but anyway, this cafe is for sure in my top 3 list of cafes that I went to. I loved all the colors and the whole look of the place. It had a lot of dirty white, warm browns, woods, and bricks. Definitely my type of cafe. And surprisingly, hindi siya puno when I went because I'm pretty sure this place is always packed. I ordered their tiramisu latte, which I've been very curious about. I like tiramisu. Dare I say it is my favorite dessert, but I do think I have way too many favorites. It was creamy, yummy, and I love the whole ladyfinger topping as it melted into the coffee. Then I got their pastrami sandwich with tomato, Asiago, pickled fennel, rocket, and mayo on focaccia. I don't consider myself a very sandwich type of person, but everything was really fresh and I thought it was delicious. Next is Tento in Surry Hills. This is a Japanese cuisine spot and the food presentation is stunning. Nakalagay sila in these pretty clay dishes and bowls. I was tempted to buy a few and take them home as I would like to have my meals in those bowls. We ordered a few things, ramen, ochazuke, and then I got to try their black sesame latte. I'm all for trying new drinks, and the latte, I'm still trying to find a good one here in the Philippines because I loved it. It was nutty and creamy, and it had a very unique flavor profile. The ramen was also notable. The broth was rich, savory, and very comforting, and who doesn't love a good ramen? Definitely would recommend this place if you're coming to Sydney. Pero Surry Hills itself you'll also enjoy. I love the whole vibe of the area as well. It's just something about Surry Hills really. Or maybe it's just my fascination with terrace houses, but there is also a lot to see. Lots of cafes, restaurants, and places to shop at. Like this cute little stationery shop that we went to called Near and Far Gift Shop, and next door was a little clothing showcase. If you know me, you know I love cinnamon buns, another one of my 10,000 favorites, so when I heard there was a scrolls place here, I knew I had to go. And so, me and my ate planned to start our little morning outing there. We woke up early para makapila kami ng maaga because the line can get really long and they get sold out very quickly. So yes, I literally woke up early for cinnamon scrolls, but it was very, very worth it. The place is called Sunday's Bondi, and that day they had classic cinnamon, lemon cheesecake, Kinder, Bueno, and Biscoff. But I do think that they switch out a few flavors every few weeks or something. For lunch, we got some sandwiches from Locks in a Box. We got the katsu and the Reuben with their everything bagel. And I also got one of those popular little canned lattes.
What the dog doing?
These sandwiches were packed with meat and vegetables, it was flavorful, and I personally like the katsu more. They were able to keep it crispy, and I remember the Reuben had beef and a tangy kick to it. It was a very filling meal which we had in this little spot near Bondi Beach.
What the dog doing? Like
After lunch, we stopped by Bondi Markets. It was pretty similar to the other markets that I went to, but I love this little section with all sorts of colorful and vibrant flowers. They also had a food stall area where I spotted a huge seafood paella. It looked incredible, and I really wish that I wasn't allergic to seafood. The sky was so blue that day, and the weather was perfect for walking around. Though the only downside was parking, it was pretty tricky. We had to loop around the parking lot so many times before finding a spot. Next up, we have Moon and Back, another pretty cafe. The interior is Japanese inspired. It was minimalistic and modern, and I also love the cute cat trinkets scattered around the counter. This cafe had a really interesting menu. They had a selection of food and drinks that felt a little different from what you usually see, and I was very curious to try everything. And the coffee, I think, might have been my favorite from all the ones that I tried. It was a cold brew with jasmine and maple topped with a creamy foam. If I were to describe it, it was slightly sweet, floral, and smooth and creamy. It was really good. For lunch that day, we went to the Grounds Coffee Factory, another cafe from the grounds, but this one has a really cool factory vibe. Sobrang presko ng place, it was very spacious, and they just really know how to make the interior look so incredibly pretty. Ang alam ko, this really was a factory dati, and it had just been repurposed into a commercial space with offices and this pretty cafe inside. We went through the menu and decided on steak frites because Sydney apparently has amazing steak, and so I had to try it. I love really good steak, and this one did not disappoint. The steak was tender and it paired really well with the sauce. The fries were so crispy, and at the set it was way too salty, pero I personally liked how salty it was, and it went well with the steak. For coffee, we tried the Shrew Cream Latte and the Lavender Latte, and then the Lavender Latte literally tasted like a flower.
What the dog doing?
I started skating back in Singapore in 2022. I got my skates there, and I've loved skating ever since. So I brought them here. It's such a fun activity, and it's just so therapeutic to skate on different trails. This specific area is in Meadowbank, and there's a trail that goes around a huge field. It had been a while since I last skated, but it was still such a fun way to stroll around.
What the dog doing?
I'm with... Hindi nyo in-expect yun, no? Fuji nga! Kanina Konji! Sabi ko, ano ba yan? Ayan, ito na. North Bondi!
Okay, papunta siya dito.
Sasha and her bra. Kanina pa yung holo ko. Saan ba? Doon?
Anong type mo?
Harbor?
Harbor Ridge? Yeah, there. Bianca! Ah, cute.
So we are at the rocks. Dun-dun-dun. This is the rocks. The bato. Yung building is made out of rocks. Is it not?